Hey loves, welcome back to Starseed Evolution. Today I want to talk to you about the energy of grief. And I want to talk about it because sometimes it's easy to get emotions saved within the muscles of our bodies and we don't necessarily realize it. And I think that grief is one that, because we're not aware of just how prevalent it is, that it's easy to get stuck within the body. And because it also can get stuck among other chakras, also particularly in the heart chakra, it can sometimes actually block the manifestations that we're actually wanting to bring forward. And so it's absolutely important to stop and to really reflect on where there might be areas of our lives where we're experiencing grief. Because sometimes it's in the loss of another human being, but sometimes it's also in the loss of an opportunity. Sometimes it's in moments where we experience abandonment, or moments where we experience rejection, moments where we experience disappointment in ourselves as well as disappointment in others. And it can actually come up in many different areas, but the one that we associate it most with is loss of a human being. And what I've learned on my journey is that grief can come up with any kind of loss. And with grief being present, sometimes when we're trying to manifest something, we may actually end up self-sabotaging because this energy of grief gives us the feeling that we don't deserve something better. That if we experience happiness or experience something better, that we're betraying either the person who was lost and can't be here to experience with us, or we're betraying ourselves in the sense that we're giving ourselves something that we're not necessarily worthy of. And I just want to refute that and say we are worthy. And I think the people who have moved on would want us to be happy, would want us to experience the best and the most joyful parts of life. And so I just want to encourage you to reflect on where could areas in my life be where I'm experiencing grief unwittingly, where I might be self-sabotaging because I feel like I haven't earned the right to experience something. I lost something and I don't necessarily want to take the risk of losing something again, putting myself in the position to experience that kind of grief again. And the reason I speak on it is because I feel like I've experienced this on my path, where I've been getting feedback from my guides, communicating to me and encouraging me to release any grief around the energy of disappointment, around and also because I felt like I wasn't always able to hold up to the expectations of others, that they sometimes had an expectation of how I should behave, an expectation of how much I should be doing for them by now. And I wasn't always able to live up to that, depending on where I was in my on my journey. And in some ways that was actually a good thing, but I couldn't see it as such at the time. And so I experienced this tremendous amount of grief and in feeling like I wasn't able to be what other people felt that I should be, or in some cases even feeling grief because I wasn't at the point in my journey where I felt that I should be, or where I felt that I should already be. And so I had to really purge that energy and that emotion, not only from my mind, from my thoughts, but also from my physical body. And one way we can do that is through movement. Movement is one of the greatest healers. By moving, whether it's sports or whether it's something like yoga or even just running, whatever we're doing where we're giving our body the opportunity to really be dynamic, gives us the opportunity to break up that energy and to release it. And so one of the ways that I've been doing it is through movement. One of the ways is also through reflection, being aware of something and consciously choosing to let it go. And then once I've consciously chosen to release it, to keep an eye on my thoughts, to monitor my thoughts, to be aware and make sure that I'm not welcoming in this energy back into my life. Because when you want to manifest something, when you're co-creating with the universe, it's important to have a clear heart chakra. It's important to be able to open to receive and to get into an energy of reception. It's what Abraham and Esther Hicks call the reception mode. You've got to be able to receive. And one way we do that is by being in a space of happiness, being in a space of peace, in a space of joy. And if you have grief and disappointment blocking that energy, then sometimes we're not able to manifest on the level that we want to. And because grief can be present unwittingly, I just want to draw attention to it and encourage you to think about where are areas where I may have experienced loss or where I may have experienced disappointment, and can I forgive myself and can I forgive others? And do that. And by doing that, allow yourself to really open up and to receive what it is that you truly deserve and that you truly want for yourself on this path. Share in the comments below if this resonates. Let me know if there's anything that you would like to share where you noticed that there was something blocking your energy that you didn't necessarily realize. And let's go this healing journey and this transformational journey together. Let's release all that doesn't positively serve us, because often we've already learned the lesson. The situation has already been resolved. And what it is simply our habit that keeps inviting the energy back into us. So we may even get healing energy work. We may receive Reiki. We may receive pranic healing. We may get massages and then realize that we're tense again. And what it is that some of our habits are re-inviting that energy back into our life, because we've released the situation, we've resolved it, but we're not necessarily monitoring our thoughts. We're not necessarily keeping an eye on our habits, and our habits may be encouraging reintroduction of these energies back into our life. So I just wanted to speak on something that was personal to me in order to help you to be aware of where could certain energies be re-entering and then blocking your opportunity for manifestation. So just remember, we can release through movement, we can release through making conscious choices, conscious decisions. But one thing that we can't forget is to monitor our thoughts, to monitor our energy and our emotions, to make sure that we're not reintroducing and re-inviting energies into our lives that we've actually already resolved and already released. So I hope that's helpful to you, and thank you for joining me on this journey, and I look forward to continuing to move forward with you.